Good, happy Monday morning. Is Monday, October 11, 2021. And happy Columbus Day, everyone. And happy People's Indigenous Day as well. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, people across southern New Hampshire report loud boom and shaking. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
For over 85 years and 4 generations, award-winning Palmer Gas and Oil has been serving communities throughout New Hampshire,
This doorbell camera system from a viewer in Hillsborough County picks up the boom that so many across the region heard Sunday morning.
A little after 11:30, we heard a really loud boom and a really subtle shake, to the point where I thought either my husband had dropped something out in the garage or he had thought that I had dropped something in the house.
The first thing was a huge thump, like a very heavy person landed on their heels on our second floor. We called up to our son on the second floor, and he immediately replied, "Wasn't me."
All of a sudden, this huge boom, sounded like something huge fell in the house somewhere.
WMUR received reports of people feeling or hearing the boom from more than 40 cities and towns across southern and central New Hampshire, from Keene to Farmington. People also say they felt it in northern Massachusetts and eastern Maine. Even a woman on Cape Cod writing in to say she too heard the boom.
I'm not sure what was heard today. I can rule out that it was an earthquake.
John Ebel is a research scientist at Boston College's Weston Observatory.
We see nothing on our seismic stations that indicates that there was any earthquake activity in the middle of the day in New Hampshire.
Ebel and the U.S. Geological Survey tell WMUR there was no earthquake anywhere in the region today. The New Hampshire Department of Safety tells us they've been in contact with the FAA Regional Operations Center, who says there was no military plane activity over the state either.
I would look for a natural event, something coming into the atmosphere past the speed of sound, meteorite, probably causing enough energy to be released that people heard it here down on the ground.
And while he doesn't know for sure that it was a meteor or a meteorite, Ebel tells us there's no reason to be concerned, as there have been no reports of damage, shaking, or other loud sounds since that initial boom. Live in studio, Scott Cook, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Diver drowns at Lake Winnipesaukee Sunday. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
So, you need a new roof, but you have so many questions. Should I get a metal roof or asphalt shingles? Are the materials and workmanship?
Turning to other news now, and new at 11, some sad news tonight out of Guilford. A man is dead after an apparent drowning this morning. Police say the man was diving in Lake Winnipesaukee with 3 others when he became unresponsive. The man was removed from the water and given CPR, but he died on the scene. Police do not suspect foul play and have not yet released his name.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Here's what's open and closed on Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. In many parts of the country, what was traditionally known as Columbus Day is now being celebrated as Indigenous Peoples Day, but it remains a federal holiday, so some businesses will be closed. President Biden issued a proclamation celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day Friday and acknowledged the destruction of native communities that followed the arrival of Christopher Columbus in North America in the 15th century. Today, we also acknowledge the painful history of wrongs and atrocities that many European explorers inflicted on tribal nations and indigenous communities. Biden wrote in Friday's proclamation, "It is a measure of our greatness as a nation that we do not seek to bury these shameful episodes of our past, that we face them honestly, we bring them to light, and we do all we can to address them." More than 100 U.S. cities have replaced Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day, including Seattle, Los Angeles, Denver, Phoenix, and San Francisco. Several states, including Minnesota, Alaska, Vermont, and Oregon, have chosen to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day as well. On Friday, the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Columbus Day will continue to be designated as a federal holiday, but noted the significance of Biden's proclamation, recognizing today as Indigenous Peoples Day is something that the president felt strongly about. Personally, he's happy to be the first president to celebrate and to make it the history of moving forward. Here's what will be open and closed on Monday. Open: most supermarkets, most drug stores, Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, Target, Walmart, National Parks, FedEx, and UPS. Both will operate as normal, and most retail locations will remain open. Here's what's closed: any agencies or institutions operated by the government, such as libraries, federal offices, and DMVs. The Federal Reserve Bank: most banks will be closed. One exception is TD Bank. U.S. Postal Service: the United States Postal Service will not be delivering mail, and post offices will be closed. And today is the Boston Marathon. The Boston Marathon is back. 2021 Boston Marathon. What to know? Tips for spectators. Impact for COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston.
At New England Dental Group, we use the latest innovations to provide affordable dental implants, specializing in the all-on-4 solution for a completely new smile. Call today about your dental implants. New England Dental Group, all your dental experts at one location.
I've never run a marathon before, but I would imagine carbo loading the day ahead of a marathon is really important to your success. And that's what's happening here at Bar Mar. They've got a special menu just for runners. And after a pandemic and surviving it, they tell me they're thrilled to have the runners back. At Barmore, they're serving up heaping plates of pasta.
The chicken Alfredo pasta has been especially popular.
They've got a special carbo-loaded menu to fuel runners ahead of the Boston Marathon.
It's just a way for the runners to get out, have a carb-filled meal just right before running all day tomorrow.
Traditionally, the Boston Marathon is held in April on Patriots Day. And traditionally, a big pasta dinner hosted by the Boston Athletic Association is enjoyed the night before. But this year, because of the pandemic, things are different.
Obviously, with the pandemic, they're not doing the same scale of stuff, so we thought it would be a good idea for restaurants to start picking up that void.
For Bar-A-More owner Arpit Patel, after surviving the pandemic, having runners back in town and a restaurant able to serve them is exciting.
It's good just to see their training and everything just pay out, have their family, friends finally out here together. It's outdoors, so hopefully that brings kind of more people together and caters to all comfort zones.
Now, the owner tells me yesterday was a busy day. He says today things have been a little quieter as runners rest and relax, but he tells me it's all hands on deck tomorrow as they hope big crowds come out to enjoy a meal and cheer on runners. Reporting live, Emily Maha, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go. So, the Boston Marathon is happening today. The Boston Marathon traditionally is held in mid-April on Massachusetts, a unique Patriots Day holiday. But it was canceled last year in 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic. And because of the resurgence of COVID-19 cases, it's being run this year in autumn rather than in spring. Here's what athletes should know and fans should know about the 125th Boston Marathon. Take a look. Okay, and there you go. If you want to see this again, we will have a link for you on the Riley King Network Facebook page. And good luck to all the runners that will be running today in the Boston Marathon. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.